A very good morning and Jai Hind children. Welcome to physics class. Children, we were doing the chapter garbage in and garbage out, and we were on the last topic of the chapter. So the topic we were discussing was recycling and reusing of the waste, and we have studied about the composting. Basically, we have studied about the recycling and reusing of biodegradable waste. Okay, so we know that there are two types of waste, that is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste are more harmful than the biodegradable waste because non-biodegradable waste cannot be broken down into smaller pieces. Rather, in biodegradable waste we can break it down into smaller pieces and we can submerge it in the soil and we can form a compost out of it. Okay, I hope everybody is clear about what is compost, what is composting, and what is vermicompost. So we have studied about all these things and we have discussed this also about composting and vermicomposting in the previous class. Now today children will continue with this topic and we will study about recycling and reusing of paper. Second, we will study about reusing and recycling of non-biodegradable waste. Then we will study about disposal of plastics. Okay, and how we can reduce the pollution. So these are the topics of today. So we will cover all these topics. So children, please open your book, open this chapter, garbage in and garbage out, and we'll continue with it. Okay. So let's start with it. First, I'm going to share the PDF of the book. Okay, first we'll read the book and then we'll continue with the chapter. Okay. So please open this page, children. It is page number 200. So please open this page. So in the previous topic we have already covered. We have completed this vermicomposting. We have learned what is compost, how it is made and what is composting. Everything we have studied. Now coming on to the next topic, that is reusing and recycling of paper. Children, we know that paper is a biodegradable waste. Paper is what? Paper is biodegradable waste because it is made from wood. And wood is a living thing and anything that is prepared from a living material is a biodegradable waste. And children, you have done a wonderful work. You have done this, you have made many crafts and used this newspaper in a very different way. Okay, so that was a really remarkable job. But now let's see what is written here. Though paper is also biodegradable, a better way of disposing paper is to use part of it at home. हम उसका थोड़ा सा पार्ट घर पे यूज कर सकते हैं. Like for example, you have made many things. You have made a pen stand out of it. You have made a paper bag. You have made some scenery and showpiece and decorative items. So by instead of throwing this newspaper and instead of creating the pollution, what we can do is we can use these newspapers or any kind of a rough paper at our home for different purpose. Okay, for example, covering books and selling the rest to the waste collector. Even children, at times at our home, वेस्ट कलेक्टर लाइक बेसिकली जो न्यूज़पेपर कलेक्ट करने आते हैं वो आते हैं हमारे घर पे एंड व्हाट दे डू, दे कलेक्ट द न्यूज़पेपर, दे गिव यू सम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी एंड they again go there and they recycle it. Okay, so we can also do that. We can give the newspaper to the waste collector rather than throwing it into the dustbin. Okay, it is recycled by making paper carry bag or in use for making recycled paper. तो वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि हम इस पेपर को रिसाइकिल करके नया कोई recycled bag or we make some products like this. Okay, if we recycle paper, we reduce the number of trees cut down. So children, if we are like newspaper is there, newspaper or any kind of paper is coming from wood. Okay, if we are again like we have a newspaper हमने उसको फिर से रिसाइकिल करके और फिर से उसको रीयूज किया, so what will happen is the production of the paper will be reduced, and if the production of paper will be reduced, the cutting down of wood will be reduced. Alright, so by reusing and reducing and recycling the paper, we can prevent our environment. Also, there is less garbage to dispose of. Less garbage will be there to dispose of, and you can even make recycled paper at home to paint on. Children, this we have done. Okay. Now coming on to next topic, that is reusing and recycling of non-biodegradable waste. Children, biodegradable waste को तो हम किसी भी तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं क्योंकि उनको डिकम्पोज किया जा सकता है, बट व्हाट अबाउट नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट? These waste cannot be decomposed, these waste cannot be reused and recycled. So let's see what we can do about this non-biodegradable waste is we can reuse it and recycle it. And what are non-biodegradable waste? Non-biodegradable waste includes plastic bottles, and cans, like the cold drink you drink in a can, aluminium foil. So all these are included in a non-biodegradable waste. Okay, so what we can do to prevent the pollution of this non-biodegradable waste is written here. Let's see. Over the last few years, we have started buying a number of products packaged in cans, aluminium foils, plastics, and other such non-biodegradable items. This is true. We are now doing all these things. हम cold drink पीते हैं तो can की bottle में पी लेते हैं. Even we use the aluminium foil for wrapping the food. And if you go to the market and you buy something, you just pick something and for parcel, they also wrap the thing in aluminium foil, which will cause pollution. आप aluminium foil क्या करेंगे? फिर उसको फेंक देंगे, and that is a non-biodegradable waste. Okay, we then throw away the packaging. हम उसको यूज करते हैं और हम उसको फेंक देते हैं. This can lead to an immense increase in the amount of non-biodegradable waste. That is why reuse and recycle of these waste has become very essential. Children, now I can show you the figure, like how much this non-biodegradable waste are creating pollution here. So let's see, let's go to the PPT. So children, we have covered all this thing. I'm just quickly shifting to the diagram. So just look at it. Children, these are the non-biodegradable waste. ये plastic bottles जो हम पी के फेंक देते हैं, और अगर कभी कभी इसको पानी में फेंक दे तो बेटा अगर हम इसको या लैंड में फेंके या हम पानी में फेंके, कहीं भी फेंके, वो एज इट इज रहता है, वो अपने आप डिकम्पोज नहीं होता, वो छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में ब्रेक नहीं होता. इट विल रिमेन लाइक दैट फॉर ईयर्स एंड ईयर्स. वो ऐसे के ऐसे वहां पे पड़ा रहेगा. It will not get decomposed. That is why it is very, very, very dangerous, because the marine animal like fishes and tortoise and various things, they can eat it. Even when we are throwing the waste food on the outside our home in the polythene, then also these cow eats that polythene, and that is really, really, really very dangerous. Especially in India, cow are dying because of consuming the plastics. Okay, so we should not litter all these plastics and all these plastic bottles and non-biodegradable waste on the road. We should recycle it, we should reuse it and utilize the purpose of it. Okay, so it is a very disastrous picture, like you can see here. This is creating a lot of water pollution and land pollution. Okay, you can see here, children. See, the fishes are eating these polythene bags and they are dying. Just look at it. they are eating these bags, and these polythene bags get stuck in their skin and their respiratory tract and they die. Let's just see. They are eating the polythene bags and they are dying. At times what happens, these polythene bags or these polythene material get stuck to their neck and then they die. Now cow, this scenario you must have seen everywhere in Banaras. So the cow in India die from consuming plastic waste. What happens, जब भी हम खाना फेंकते हैं ग्राउंड पे, तो वो काऊ क्या करती है, खाना तो खाती है, साथ में प्लास्टिक को भी खा जाते हैं, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट देयर नेक गेट चोक्ड. इनके नेक में जाके वो प्लास्टिक चिपक जाती है एंड दे गेट चोक्ड एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू ब्रीथ एंड दे डाई. And children, this is really very pathetic situation, and basically in India this practice is still persisting, so we should not do it. Okay, animals are also very important. They are very important part of our country, and specifically for bird, as we have read in biology that biotic and abiotic both components are really very important, and here the animals are also very important. So children, we should not litter all these things on the ground. We should recycle it, we should reuse it. Now how we can reuse and recycle these non-biodegradable material is here. Children, what we can do is, let's just see these diagrams. See, what they have done is they have made different crafts out of this plastic bottles. So they have made a decorative item. They have made a home for birds to, like birds can sit here, and they have made a small home for the bird. They have made a book stand from the plastic bottle. Then a flower vase or planting for planting. Then they have made this lamp or a ceiling wall, and this lamp and this decorative item to store the things at places. So children, rather than throwing it away into the dustbin and creating a pollution, we should again reuse it and recycle it. These are the very important, like these are the few examples how we can reuse and recycle the plastic bottles. Okay, even we can reuse the प्लास्टिक ऑल्सो, प्लास्टिक को हम दोबारा यूज कर सकते हैं. सो वी शुड नॉट थ्रो इट सिंगल यूज्ड. एक बार हमने यूज किया और उसको फेंक दिया, सो इट विल क्रिएट अ पोल्यूशन. सो चिल्ड्रन, वी कैन रीयूज these materials like this, and even we can recycle the plastic material. So there are various industries nowadays where the plastic materials are being recycled and again they are converted into few other products like plastic bottles and everything. So instead of throwing it, we should reuse and recycle it. So that was about this topic, reusing and recycling of non-biodegradable waste. Now coming on to the disposal of plastics. Children, again if I talk about the disposal of plastic, basically, so these are again the same thing we are talking about here. So again you can see this disposal of plastic here. Just look at it. These plastic bottles and polythenes are dumped in sea and ocean, and they remain for years and years like this and causing various drastic diseases and pollution around us. So children, we should not do it. Let's see what is written in the text. So we'll go through the text now. Yes. So disposal. So this we have studied. Let's see what is written. We can reuse a number of these items such as cans and bottles to store items at home. We can use plastic carry bag for keeping things we buy instead of taking new bags from the shopkeeper. ठीक है, हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अपने घर से ही आप पॉलिथीन बैग ले जाइए और उसी में सब्जी ले लीजिए या उसी में आप शॉपिंग कर लीजिए, rather than taking it from the shopkeeper again and again. Okay, द रेस्ट कैन बी सोल्ड टू द वेस्ट कलेक्टर. रेस्ट हम वेस्ट कलेक्टर को सोल्ड कर सकते हैं क्योंकि वो वहां पे उसको रिसाइकिल करेंगे. Recycling non-biodegradable waste involves collection of used and discarded materials and processing them to make new products. वहां पे क्या होता है कि प्लास्टिक्स को वापस से मेल्ट करा के एट अ हाई टेम्परेचर मेल्ट करा के उसको वापस से रीमोल्ड किया जाता है किसी दूसरे मटेरियल में. ओके. The waste collector takes these items to factories where cans are melted to make new cans. Broken bottles are also melted to make new glass products. Okay. So plastics are also recycled to make various plastic products. So children, by this way we can reuse and recycle the non-biodegradable waste. Now coming on to the next topic, that is disposal of waste. I have shown you the figure like how this disposal of waste and these waste are creating pollution. Okay. So when plastics were introduced, they were held as a wonder material. तो जब प्लास्टिक इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था उस टाइम पे वो बहुत अच्छा मटेरियल माना जा रहा था. However, today plastic have become a serious worldwide environmental and health concern. So children, that is why our Prime Minister has banned the use of plastic. But still, being a careless citizen, we are still using the plastic at our home. Even you are using the plastic at our homes. Okay, so we should not do it. This is because of their non-biodegradable nature and widespread use. क्योंकि वो non-biodegradable है, हम उसको break नहीं कर सकते. We cannot break it down. It will remain as it is for years and years. So we should not use it. Okay. Careless disposal of plastic bags chokes drains, blocks the soil and hinders the absorption of water by the soil. अगर आपने सॉइल में प्लास्टिक को फेंक दिया तो क्या होगा कि उसके वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब करने की कैपेसिटी कम हो जाएगी, और जब वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब करने की कैपेसिटी कम हो जाएगी तो वो सॉइल फर्टाइल नहीं रहेगा, वहां पे हम कोई भी क्रॉप ग्रो नहीं कर पाएंगे. गॉट इट? So it is harming the soil and land area. If eaten by animals such as cow, it can choke and kill them. वो उनको choke कर देता है, उनको मार सकता है. Plastic bags can also contaminate food stuff because of poisonous dye getting absorbed into food. Okay, so plastic से कुछ पॉइजनस गैसेस भी रिलीज होती हैं जो खाने को खराब कर सकती हैं. सो वी शुड नॉट यूज इट. इफ बर्न फॉर डिस्पोजल दे गिव आउट हार्मफुल गैसेस. अगर हम उसको जला रहे हैं तो उसमें से बहुत सारी हार्मफुल गैसेस निकलती हैं जो कि पॉल्यूशन कॉज करती हैं और हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम कॉज करती हैं. सम स्टडीज शोज दैट दे मे इवन कॉज कैंसर. Plastic can, children, even cause cancer. Okay, so children, please don't use plastics and don't allow anyone at your home to use the plastic bags and plastic materials. Okay, rather than shift it to paper bag or a glass material. Okay, rather than using the plastic bottle, you can use a glass bottle. Okay, so that is more feasible. Thankfully, over the last decade or so, a countrywide network for collection of plastic waste through a rag pickers, waste collector and waste dealer and recycling enterprises have sprung up all over the country. So now from last few years, there have been some certain factories where these plastics are being recycled and the new products are being made. Okay. Because of this, approximately 60 to 80% of the plastic bags generated as waste are collected to be recycled. Okay. You must have seen the rest thrown on the ground littered around in the open drains or in the garbage dumps. It is this littered portion that is of concern as it causes extensive damage to the environment. अगर आप प्लास्टिक को this rack picker or waste collector को दे देते हैं, then there is no problem. But if you litter it on the ground and you litter it in the water, that is the main reason for the environmental pollution. Okay, so we should not do it, beta. In India, some municipal areas have banned the use of plastics and they seem to have achieved the success. For because today one will not see the single piece of plastics in the entire district of Ladakh, where the local authorities imposed a ban on plastic in 1998. Children in Ladakh, plastics are seriously banned and people are charged if they throw the plastic, and I think it should be followed in Banaras also, because still we are using the plastic, still we are littering the plastic around. And though our Prime Minister is taking various steps to ban the plastic, but he individually cannot do it. We as a citizen of India should take the initiative to clean our own environment. Okay, so we should not throw the plastic outside the road so that the animals eat it and they die. Okay, so we should not do it. Several other states have followed the suit, but the implementation of the ban is still not satisfactory everywhere. Okay, so this we know. We therefore see that reuse and recycling reduces the amount of waste that is thrown into the community dustbin, thereby making the environmental cleaner and the air fresher to breathe. A large portion of garbage can be recycled or converted to compost, and only a small portion of it is real waste that has no use and has to be discarded. Got it? So children, basically अगर हम ऐसा करते हैं कि अगर हम इसको रीयूज और रिसाइकिल करते हैं तो डस्टबिन में भी हमारे कम से कम पॉलीथिन्स होंगे, कम से कम प्लास्टिक बैग्स होंगे और हम एनवायरनमेंट को क्लीन कर पाएंगे. सो चिल्ड्रन, वी शुड टेक दीज इनिशिएटिव्स. ओके, नाउ next topic, that is advantages of recycling. What are the advantages of recycling? Let's see. It leads to the reduced consumption of raw material. जैसे कि अगर हम पेपर को रिसाइकिल कर रहे हैं तो जो रॉ मटेरियल, जैसे कि पेपर हमें मिलता है वुड से, सो वुड इज अ रॉ मटेरियल फॉर पेपर, सो द कंजम्पशन ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल विल बी लेस. Okay, and hence we can save our environment. Second is makes the surrounding cleaner and healthier. Definitely it will make the surroundings cleaner and healthier. If we recycle it, we can reuse it again and it will make the environment clear and healthier. Saves a landfill space utilized for the garbage disposal. Landfill में भी हम बहुत सारी चीजें डंप कर देते हैं, तो अगर हम उसको बार बार रिसाइकिल कर लेंगे तो हमें वहाँ पे कोई भी चीज़ डंप नहीं करनी पड़ेगी and we will be left with so much of space for landfill. Okay. Reduces the amount of energy required to manufacture new products. जैसे हम कोई भी नया प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं तो हमें फिर से प्लास्टिक को यूज़ करना पड़ता है और सारी चीज़ें यूज़ करनी पड़ती है. तो अगर हम प्लास्टिक को ही रिसाइकिल कर दें या हम किसी बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट को ही रिसाइकिल करते हैं तो एनर्जी का कंजम्पशन कम होगा. रिड्यूसेस एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट अराइजिंग फ्रॉम वेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट एंड डिस्पोजल. गॉट इट? तो एनवायरमेंटल पॉल्यूशन को भी वो कंट्रोल करेगा जो कि हम डिस्पोजल के टाइम यूज करते हैं एंड इट विल सेव द मनी. ओके, सो दीज आर द फ्यू एडवांटेजेस ऑफ रिसाइकलिंग दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. Okay. Now coming on to the last topic of this chapter, that is what you can do to reduce the waste. Children, this is very important. Like, what can be done to reduce these waste is very important. So what we can do is, first we can take our own jute bag or we can take our own bag whenever we are going to purchase vegetables or when we are going for shopping. We can take our own bag And instead of asking the plastic bags from the shopkeeper, what we can do is we can take that bag and ask them to put the things in that. Okay, so this is it. This we have seen. Okay, let's see what is written in the text. What are the things? Okay, so here are certain few things that we can do to reduce the waste. First is carry your own clothes or jute bag when you go shopping. हम जब भी मार्केट जाएं तो अपना बैग लेके जाएं. Reduce the use of paper bag also. Say no to all plastic bags as far as possible. Reuse them whenever it is possible to do so without any adverse effect. Even हमें पेपर बैग भी बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं यूज़ करना चाहिए क्योंकि again it will be made from a paper and we are getting the paper from wood. So we should also reduce the use of paper bags also. Rather we should take a cloth bag, कपड़े का बैग लेना चाहिए or we can take a jute bag. Okay, got it? Then we have reuse the plastic bottle of soft drink for storing water. Yes, this we have seen in the diagram that for plastic bottle we can use it in many ways. Segregate the waste in the house. Keep 2 garbage bin and ensure that the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste are put into a separate bins and disposed of separately. So what we should do, we should keep a 2 garbage bin at our home. In one we should put a biodegradable waste and in another we should dump a non-biodegradable waste, and similarly the waste collector should carry a biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Got it? Now, last is dig a compost pit in your garden and put all the biodegradable waste into it. So what we can do if we are having a garden area, what we can do, we can just create a pit. Pit is गड्ढा, हम गड्ढा बना सकते हैं और उसमें जितने भी हमारे biodegradable waste है, take it vegetables or anything, we can dump it away. Okay. So these are the few remedies that we can do to reduce pollution. Okay. See to it that all garbage is thrown into the municipal bin as a collection from these bins is done regularly for proper disposal. So we should ensure this thing that जो भी हम garbage फेंक रहे हैं वो municipal में ही जा रहा हो, क्योंकि अगर इधर उधर कहीं पे भी dump कर दिया जाएगा तो again it will cause a pollution. Okay. When you go out, do not throw paper and other wrappings or even leftover food here and there. Throw it in the dustbin. We should throw it in the dustbin. We should not litter it here and there. If the city has separate dustbins for biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, make sure you throw the waste into the proper bin. ठीक है? अगर हमें सिटी में कोई भी 2 डस्टबिन दिख रहे हैं तो we as a responsible citizen of the country, we should take the responsibility of throwing the garbage very wisely. Like we should throw the garbage, biodegradable waste in one dustbin and non-biodegradable waste in another dustbin. Okay. So as far as possible, try to sell all the recyclable items that are not required to waste collector. Okay. So these are the points that are important, children. Here is 4 R's that we should remember. First is refuse things that increase garbage. Reduce garbage by consuming less and throwing less. Reuse wherever possible and recycle. So we have already done it. So children, that was about this chapter. So we have completed the explanation of the chapter garbage in and garbage out. In the next class, we'll do the oral question answer 2 and the exercise. Okay. So be ready with your book in the next class. So today children, again we are having a Zoom interactive class. So we'll meet at 11. Alright. So that's it. So that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind children.